Hello. So you all, let's see, I have a video that I want to use. Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising. Today is October 16th. The month of October is flying by. We have some fun content today. Some fun things we're going to talk about. We have a special guest. I'm so excited he decided to join us. I have been begging like a dog, but he finally agreed. So I'm very happy he decided to bless this panel. And yeah, let me text him one more time. Get on the link. Stop playing with me respectfully, brother. Last night I went for a swim for cardio. AA Spice House did its thing this weekend at the Vegan Fest. The Vegan Fest was such a success down here in Fort Lauderdale. We did awesome. It was very exciting and rewarding for us to brother just texted me and said he needs to download Google Chrome. It's like, why? Why can't it just go smooth? Like, why is all this extra stuff? And like, I'm live now, looking stupid, looking so stupid. They want to press N. Let's see. Let's be innovative. Is there a way I can share my screen? Wait. There's a million ways to skin a cat. Remember that, folks. And I know you didn't learn it here first, but let's see. Calling him. I'm on live, so I'm super annoyed right now. It's very unprofessional. What? I said I'm on live. I'm gonna try to scare my screen. Okay, you are on live too. You're here.
I'm going on it right now.
No, you're here right now. Brother, you're on live. The people see you on here.
How they see me?
Because I shared the screen because I said there's multiple ways to skin a cat. Everyone, please welcome to the panel. This is the founder, the starter, the entrepreneur, the business guru. I'm my brother's keeper, Mr. Dr.Bucketz himself. Get better off dedication or get better or die. Located in Omaha, Nebraska, the best basketball academy out, period, has blessed our panel. And we're just so happy to have him right now. If I had let me see what I can do for you. Give me a second.
It's get buckets or die, not get better or die. Get buckets or die.
Oh my bad.
Oh my gosh.
And this was also the founder, y'all, of Everyday Hustle. He tried to be too bougie now and run away from it, but him and I started this together. So I'm so happy he decided to come say hi to us. And I'm a little bit late, but let's see what we can do. So this past weekend, we went to the top 40 under 40, And can I let you know, brother, we had a lot of people that was getting presented with awards that got their first look on Everyday Hustle. I just want to let you know that we show mad love to the community. We show mad love to the people. Everybody keep asking us when we're coming back. So maybe this
nobody asked us when we're coming back.
So maybe this will warm you up. Maybe this will warm you up to get you thinking, I gotta get back to my first love. Okay. So, excuse me. I wanted you to come on here today for many reasons. One is because you're my brother and I love you and I miss you. But the second thing, this morning, I was going to do a reaction video, and here it is.
Let me just get the door for you. Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes. Would you want me to open the door for you? Okay. Are you're recording me? Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. What's the problem with that? This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant? You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it. Even in front of them? Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it. Yeah. Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
Can you believe this lady?
Oh, okay.
This is stage.
Listen.
Yes. Let's talk about it. So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right? I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right? Yeah. And I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done. I mean, you've been pretty nice, but and then Cheesecake Factory. I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least what did I do that wasn't cooperative? Well, I mean, even when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that. I mean, it's too early for that. Okay. I can respect that. When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not there yet. Okay. And then, but I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman. But I got myself all made up. Nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right? Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory. Okay, well, look at my plan, where we were gonna go originally. See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him. No. What do you mean no? See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour. And so I was waiting downstairs for an hour. Right? But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment. And that is not possible. And that's why I'm saying, I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice fancy restaurant as Aria, especially if I'm paying for the whole thing. which I'm still willing to do. I would have been, but if we're late, I told you twice. It wasn't that late. We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. Waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, the equivalent to that? You don't understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing.
I will die. That's embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for now. I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So, respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm up.
So, you just want to call it a night? Isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
She said, I'm sorry.
But, if I don't feel respected, I'm not gonna go with you the rest of the day.
Well, you are serious.
That's got to be staged.
It's still going. It's the first thing I said. I was like, is this serious?
I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise.
Oh.
Are you sure you want to go home?
This is so narcissistic.
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one. So, I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
He said, we're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I guess I gotta do what you gotta do.
No, that wasn't real.
I asked the same thing. This was sent to me this morning, right? From sister, and sister put me in a group chat with her friend who just recently got married. When I first started watching it, I was like, is this real? And then the sister's friend said, oh, it's real. Our pastor showed it yesterday at church to let everyone see this. And she said, he took the girl home, ! And I said, I had to think about my response, but I knew when I seen this, I was like, I needed some time to ponder on this before I start talking. The sister said, he was very kind to her. A black man would have cussed her out. I said, she would have been walking home. If that was a black man, she would have been out the car. What are you talking about? Get a ride home.
No, there's some that would have dropped her off.
Some would have dropped her off.
I would have dropped her off. I would have dropped her off home.
Hold on. Then sister's friend said, I still can't tell if this is real or not, though, but it's a good video regardless. And I want to talk about the good video regardless part, because this is a very good video to talk about, because what? And then...
But I don't think it is a good video, because what is the point of the video? To say the woman's obviously wrong, or what? Like, everybody's going to think she's obviously wrong.
No. People aren't going to obviously think she's wrong. So I think
then we're fighting the wrong fight, because both of us going to be like, this lady's crazy.
What you mean?
Like, there's not anybody opposing it. Like, there's no opposite side to this.
So let's read the comments. I beg to differ. One time I was on Kwame's panel, and this woman, she brought up the fact that, here we go. But anyway, the guy, hold on, this woman, this was a long time ago, like maybe a year or so ago in the summer. Anyway, it was a panel of black women and black men, and this black woman was like, I don't go on no dates unless it's like $200 plus, $300 plus. And everybody was like, what? Like, some people were like, what? Other people understood her. Long story short, this takes me back to that conversation, like in present time. So you know me, I love to be in chats. I love to be in comments. Let's see what the comments talking about. This person said, she's not even sexy. Who gassed her up? She look like she eat Little Caesars. Hold on.
That's messed up. Who guessed up?
Hold on. This woman said she didn't invite him into her home or apartment, but he waited outside. He already know where you stay. That's first. If you're not there yet, why let him know where you stay? Then ask what you didn't do that wasn't cooperative. Everything. Be grateful someone wanted to take you out. Now the be grateful part, let's put a pin on that. Let me write that down. Be grateful. Be grateful.
You don't like that?
I don't like that. I don't like that someone said be grateful that someone want to take you out. Like, I'm gonna put that. Be grateful. Huh?
Yeah, you should be grateful because there's a lot of people don't want to get taken out. There could be a person that's deformed that can't get somebody her Prince Charming. Just be grateful that the Lord put you in a position where you're not fugly.
Pin in that comment. Let's keep going.
I'm just saying, I can understand grateful.
Someone said that's my favorite restaurant. I would have left her and met a chick at the bar while eating Alfredo.
Hey.
Someone said, baby, them arms giving straight chain restaurant vibes. Pun intended. I guess she got fat under her arms. That was messed up. No, they ain't have to talk about they ain't have to talk about her arms.
Wow, it's hard out here.
Someone said, good for him. You deserve checkers. Look at you. Someone said she weird for doing that. Okay.
Yeah, she definitely weird.
So look, black man in the comments, her A would have been walking home. These modern women have issues. This is why so many of you are going to end up alone. Let's talk about that. That's what I want to talk about.
This is predetermined.
That's
what you want to talk about?
I want to talk about that comment right there. I didn't even know that comment was here because it's my first time reading the comments. I looked at the video this morning, but I didn't go through the comments because, I love a comment section. Hold on. So let's talk about, I'm going to this Alberta Spice House page. Can't like it. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. Pinned it. He learned black men have it the hardest. She delusional. Okay. Oh, this one said, this is exactly why men turn gay. I just give up with trying to be romantic because HOES like this be so ungrateful. And he was doing what he could to treat her. Plus, that place ain't cheap. Leave her and go enjoy yourself. Forget that trick and go get your treat. LOL. Dang, Shanice, you ain't have to go so hard on little mamas. Mind you, this Shanice page.
Who's Shanice?
In the comment section. This how she posted up.
I don't know Shanice.
That's how she posted up. Let's talk about it, brother. It's giving tea. So I said the be grateful comment because everyone is a blessing, right? So it's not one person above another person. So to tell someone to be grateful because you decide to take them out, I think that's pretty.
But she's acting like a snot.
But, and I want to talk about that. That's what I said. This is what I want to talk about. What the other guy said. That's happening a lot in the society.
People are snots. You just got to be, or you want to deal with it or not. But people are going to be snots.
Well, I want to take it back to specifically Black women. I'm so sorry. I'm breaking one of his major rules and not talk about race. Brother hates talking about race. Okay. This is my opinion. Brother had no idea. He's like he's set up now because he already gave me rules. He'll talk about religion. He'll talk about race. He'll talk about none of these things on the airways, but I'm going to talk about it. I think as a Black woman, I have seen a lot of women carry themselves like this and put themselves way up here. Mind you, you should think about yourself in a high regards. But to not get out the car, lock the car door, the man come around trying to open the door for you, and you tell him that you look at him crazy through the window of his car, I thought was, pardon?
On live.
But that part too is something that we really need to discuss because a lot of times now people are pressing the live button before they eat, in real time, before they even gather their thoughts. They're not even concerned about anything. They're not concerned about the repercussions of them pressing live.
Not worried about you. People ain't worried about that. What they worried about is clicking, a clickbait moment, a moment where you're out of character. That's what I'm saying. That's why it ain't real out here.
But
they're looking for a clickbait moment, any moment that could make you look like a villain.
Okay, so for example, I remember when me and my husband were first dating. He took me to McDonald's, and I told him, I said, I don't do McDonald's, and that could have been snobbish, but no, like I might want to let him.
McDonald's is definitely cheaper.
Hold on.
Cheesecake Factory.
Pause. Let's take a step back. Listen, I told him I don't do McDonald's. Like, don't play with me. But I wasn't rude about it. I was like, I don't do McDonald's. Like, and mind you, I still went to McDonald's. But after the day, I told him, don't ever take me to McDonald's ever again. You get what I'm trying to say? But for his budget, that's what he could afford at that moment in time, right? So,
did y'all actually go into McDonald's and eat?
Yeah. He pulled up. We pulled up to McDonald's. Mind you, at that point in time, I hadn't had McDonald's in years. Like, on our mama, I don't eat McDonald's like that. So he pulled up to McDonald's like, is he joking? But I was like, okay, don't be rude. Like, got it. And we went to McDonald's. I was like, well, I don't really eat McDonald's. I said, well, I'll get a large fry. I got a large fry and I got a milkshake. And after the date, we got into the car and I was like, hey, don't ever take me to McDonald's again. Like, I don't do McDonald's. And so he just looked at me and he was like kind of shocked because, you know, he might be like McDonald's might be okay for people he went out with in the past, but it's not okay for me. So, like, she could have handled it differently. That's the first thing. The second thing is I definitely wasn't thinking, oh, let me go on live and embarrass this man. That's sick. That's sick. And like that could really ruin this guy's confidence. So back to the last comment. Well, yeah, the last comment we read about turning someone to like the opposite sex or like people deciding to stay alone. That's a very good, that's a great possibility, a good possibility at a lot of times because that can hurt somebody's feelings and their esteem.
It can.
Like, let's say, for example, this is real. Because I don't know if it's real or fake. But if this is real.
It's fake. It's definitely fake.
You think so?
Yes.
Nobody's
going to sit there and have that conversation. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have that conversation with that person that long about this, and this. You would have been home before the conversation ended.
But that's you.
We would have been halfway home.
But I know a couple of men who would have had her out the car and she would have been walking home.
Nah, the only reason I wouldn't have her walking home is because I got some mom and sisters. But other than that, it would be hard, but I would drive her home. And it depends on how far we are and how disrespectful she is, I guess.
That was really disrespectful. That was extremely disrespectful.
It wasn't disrespectful in the way that I'm gonna tell you to go. I mean, like to walk.
Right.
I wouldn't tell you to walk.
And you're not very sensitive too. Like I'm not. Let me put a pin in that. You're not overly sensitive. I feel like an overly sensitive man would be like, "Get out the car, get out the car." Da, 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 I ain't having that. Da, 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 you did this to me. But you would be like, "Oh, this bird is crazy. Like she gotta go."
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's how I would be. But I would know, like, oh, she nuts.
She's nuts. That right there was a nut.
Especially when you don't know her. This is what we're talking about. You don't know her.
This is the first date.
Yeah, I just put out. I thought I came up.
We're on live.
Oh, sorry.
You can join the conversation if you like. If you like to.
No, thank you. I'm nice seeing you though. I'll talk to you later.
That's sister's wife, y'all. Let me see how I get back on here. Okay, so that was the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to talk about are current events, and then we'll go into your interview, brother. So for current event wise, did you have anything else to say about that topic?
Some things just don't need to be talked about no more. She's a snot.
But there's a lot of snots out there, especially Black women.
And then you can't be asking yourself, if you are alone, you can't ask yourself why.
I think Black women think that this is what you're
And
supposed
that's
to
not
do.
all Black women.
No. That's a very fair point, brother. Thank you for bringing that to my remembrance. It's not all Black women. But a lot of Black women. Like
it's not a lot of Black women.
I know a lot of females that are my age group, right? Who wouldn't have gone live with it and might have even went to the Cheesecake Factory with the guy, but would have talked about him like a dog and would have never went out with him again. I know a lot of women in my
live.
Pardon?
On live.
No. I'm saying I know a lot of women who are in my phone right now.
They would have been mad that you took them to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes, and would have been talking about
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
And I'm telling you, listen, and would have been talking about him.
Do you like the Cheesecake Factory? You don't? What's wrong with it?
I like the Cheesecake Factory. Nicole, if someone takes you to the Cheesecake,
like Chili's? It's not like Applebee's. Are you kidding me?
First off, let's slow down at Applebee's because me and my husband's favorite spot was 2 for $25. I was there faithfully with the $1 margaritas.
No, babe, but I'm just saying, is it the same? Is the same level as Chili's? Is the same level as Chili's? PF Chang's? Houston's? Wow. So you draw the line.
Hold up.
You wouldn't have locked the door and refused to get out of the car.
No.
That's what we're talking about. She decided he picked her up for a date. He went to go open her side of the door. First off, he's on her side of the door. He's not waiting in front of the car for her. And then she's locked the door and said, "I'm not getting out. Let's get back in and talk about not going to the
No. He said, "Okay, are you on live right now?" He was like, "Okay, we could talk about it."
He should have dropped her back off.
He did.
He did. He dropped her back off.
Bye.
Okay. So the verdict is she's a snob. She might be alone for the rest of her life because men aren't dealing with that. Is that what you're saying?
They're not dealing with that.
But so what can we do for some of our Black sisters? Like I have, like I said, I know some women in my phone right now who would have gone, they would have gone in, but they would have come back, talked about the person like a dog, and not gone on another date with that person.
So what do you want me to say? How to help them?
What can we do? Yes. I don't want them to be lonely because right now you look good and you looking boom, 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 and you get to your bag, you get to your paper, and you can't be dealt with, and that. But that's not gonna last forever. You're gonna get old here in a few. Thank God for it. Stuff gonna start dropping here, dropping there. You know what I'm trying to say? Stuff might not be hitting like it was hitting for before. And the person who decided to take you on the first date to the Cheesecake Factory, you're going to want them to spin the block. You're going to want them to spin the block, and it might be too late. They might have already found them a nice wife that was giddy about the Cheesecake Factory on the first date.
First date.
On the first date.
That's her loss. I can't tell you. You better get with the program, or don't act surprised.
So your advice is
get with the program.
What is the program?
Whatever the person is, better get with the program. If you want to be with somebody, you can't have lonely traits.
Brother, not true. Being a poetic, that was beautiful. What is lonely?
They call me legacy.
What does lonely traits mean?
What you're saying? Selfish. Can't be selfish.
Okay. So you heard it from Dr. Bucketz first, y'all. Don't be selfish. And being selfish is this man took the time out to take you on a date, and the least you could do is be appreciative.
Is that not grateful?
And that's why I went right into that.
Not great? Is that not the same word as grateful?
And that's why I went right into that McDonald's.
Hey Siri, what is?
Look at these human robots, y'all. Look at this.
Hey Siri, what's the synonym of grateful? Let me Google it.
Because that was too hard to Google in the first hand, right? You had to talk to Siri. And that's why I humbled myself and went right into that McDonald's and got that large fry and milkshake.
Synonym grateful. Thankful, appreciative, indebted, obligated.
Okay. Thank you, brother.
Filled with gratitude. So, yeah.
Period. Okay.
Get grateful.
Pardon? Get grateful. Supreme Court to consider conservative effort to block federal power and a challenge. Sorry, it's loading. To qualified immunity for police officers. Do you care about this?
Care about what?
About what I just talked about.
Say it again.
It says Supreme Court to consider a conservative effort to block federal power and a challenge to qualified immunity for police officers.
Immunity for what? For a crime they did?
I'm assuming.
What is the crime they do? Hate crime?
Let's say hate crime. Pardon? Huh? Let's say hate crime.
It's a hate crime?
Yes.
No, you can't. That's messed up. I wish people had sympathy for us.
It says America officially has its first space ranger. Oh, let's talk about this. Netflix plans to open brick and mortar locations. Netflix are got bougie.
What are they? What is it going to open? What's the services they going to do?
But first off, why Netflix acting like people can't use people's subscriptions?
Huh?
Why is Netflix
They switched it up on y'all.
That's crazy.
They had to. It's ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous.
They can't have a server in New Mexico and then the server in Texas, or then the server in hit with the same person. They making you be all in house with it.
No. According to a Bloomberg report quoting Josh Simmons, the company vice president of consumer products, Netflix aims to open a network of stores offering retail, dining, and live entertainment that leverage its TV shows and movies. Netflix has not announced what it will be selling at the locations. It's unclear if DVDs or any type of physical media will be part of the inventory.
Oh, that's going to be dope. It's going to be something to do.
It's a freaking movie theater. So
yeah, but it's a different type of movie theater.
Why you say that?
It's going to be because they just said it's going to be live. It's going to be it's going to be like a place where comedians could come in and do specials. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like their Netflix specials.
Mm-hmm.
they could videotape. I think that's pretty dope. And you also, they probably spend so much money on venues that is crazy.
True.
Like Netflix specials and stuff. Because everybody has a special. If you go on Netflix right now, every comedian that's relevant has a special. And all those specials cost. And if they could kind of make a tour, that would make a tour and build their own center. They would save money off rip.
They would save money. I guess it'll be different. It'll be a different type of movie theater we haven't seen before. It'll be like an opera house type
something
thing.
Like that. I would think it was something like that. It maybe has some new movie theater tendencies, you know what I mean? But it's gonna have like, I think it'll be like, I think it'll be dope. I don't know.
And I also think too, it's so funny because everyone's talking about digital products, but digital products can only get you so much reach. So you see how they're going back to the brick and mortar because people don't want to be in a house all day.
Not necessarily. Oh, you're talking about somebody like a business like Netflix?
I'm talking about in general. Like people always talk about have a digital product. Yes, I do think you have a digital product, but what I'm trying to say is it's everything gets to a point like a plateau point. Like they feel like they can't elevate anymore from where they are, so now they're trying to find different ways to increase and to be relevant.
No, but I think that's the game too of being an entrepreneur. Or being a small business, you got to recreate the wheel every single time you get an opportunity to. Because if you recreate the wheel, not recreate the wheel, there's no recreating the wheel, but if you create a platform that hasn't been seen again and you're the new pioneer of it, then you're going to get the new pioneer bread. It's not like when Netflix decided to stop doing DVD rentals and ship outs, and then started and shifted their thoughts from that to an app.
Wait, Netflix used to do DVDs?
Yeah, what? They were like Blockbuster.
I never knew that.
See, yeah, you were too young.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
Like Netflix was like, they mailed you DVDs. It was like Blockbuster, but they mailed it to you.
I thought that was the Redbox thing.
I think that's where Redbox came from. It was before Redbox.
Oh, wow. I never knew.
But it was like Netflix sent them to you. Like you went on the Netflix website, you clicked the movies you wanted, and they showed up to your house the next day.
That's
and then
lit.
It went from that to, then I think Redbox came out. But before then, Netflix already transitioned into an app.
So, thinking of transitioning, speaking to small business, I think this is the perfect time to transition into your interview. So, again, everyone, we have the founder, the CEO, the entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur himself, Dr. Bucketz, the founder, the owner of Get Buckets or Die, Get Better Off Dedication. Vincent, please stop holding your fingers like that. He is on his it's your 5th year of business of having a brick and mortar.
No, this is our 2nd year going into this is past our 2nd year. We're leaning towards 3.
Okay, but how long?
Of a brick and mortar.
But how long has GBOD been a business?
GBOD been around since 2014. We just been slow grinding and moving and grooving and bobbing and weaving, trying to exist, making ourselves relevant in the big, small city. Don't come from Omaha, Nebraska, originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but I moved to Omaha with my wife. Thank the Lord, I went to school my first year in Nebraska in 2012. After that, I went to Kansas City where I met my wife. And then ultimately, God's plan brought me to Omaha, Nebraska, because I don't know why, but I never knew that was going to be my experience. And I've been hooping ever since.
I want to start a little. I want to have this. Can you please stop doing that to your mustache? I want to have this be a little bit more intimate since you are my brother and I know like the in-depth stories of different things. and I want this to be like helpful to another person, another young man watching this and wants to inspire to have his own too. I remember a couple things. The first thing I want to talk about is I remember when you were sketching GBOD out. Like you were still in undergrad when you started sketching GBOD all the time. You used to put it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk more about like when did that thought come into your brain? When did you say, when did this like start being your mantra? And when did you say, okay, this is something I want to pursue business wise?
In about 2012, Jeezy dropped a classic called Trap or Die.
Mm-hmm.
And from Trapper, I always listen to Jeezy. And from Trap or Die, I was in JUCO, so I'm a JUCO product. Shout out all my JUCO products. After I went to JUCO, it was a wrap. I was like, because I went from Division II to JUCO, and that was at the time where you weren't going from NCAA Division II to Division II without sitting out a year. I already got redshirted, so my only options was to go to JUCO or go to NAI.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to a JUCO. Like I said, Jeezy dropped the album, and then after the Jeezy dropped the album, at the time everybody thought they was lit. You know what I'm saying? But then I started saying "Get buckets or die" because I was in JUCO and my back was against the wall. I was already went down a level, and I was already down a level in my head where I thought I should be. So "Get buckets or die" is like a little saying I used to say to get me riled up and turned up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I didn't think of it as a business then.
Right.
And that was before branding. That was before Instagram really popped off.
You would like, that's what I'm saying. That's like, you used to say it all the time. You used to write it everywhere.
That's just what I used to do.
Yeah.
But like 2003, 2013, 2014, Instagram started popping off.
And Instagram was different back then,
I
too.
worked at FedEx. I did the most. I worked at FedEx. I worked at little places. Because I graduated and I thought that was what I should be doing.
Mm-hmm. Working, taking care of yourself.
Huh?
You thought working, taking care of yourself was logically the next step.
I thought that was my next step.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. Graduated, started working, came back to Florida. I was actually here because I think I was about to go to school. I was about to start college. So I'm here, I'm watching you working 2 jobs, working like a dog. And never seen you, hardly ever saw you, but you was always at work. So you still hooping though, still hooping. Like at that point, you doing it for fun, doing it with your homeboys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Lord and behold, you make your way back to Omaha, Nebraska, and
started working again. Started being a manager at FedEx.
Then we're gonna skip past the manager part because FedEx brother was not an advocate of that. Anyway, he ended up moving. We ended up quitting that. So I want to say for almost 2 years, brother, correct me if I'm wrong, you were cutting grass for $50 a pop.
Not $50, about $25, $35, and I still get out.
And you were pushing the lawnmower, right? At some times you were pushing it, and sometimes you had the rider on.
At first, you start. But at that point, after I quit FedEx, I knew I worked with an organization, and it was a kids organization, and I was like, oh, I want to do this, but I want to do it about basketball. And then I remember in my undergrad, I happened to do an accounting project on Get Buckets or Die, but the project was called Gym Rats. Mm-hmm. And then I brought that old file up because I had my old computer, and it was a business plan for a training facility. And I was like, I'm not calling myself Gym Rats because I'm not a rat. So I was like, I'm gonna call it Get Buckets or Die. And it all kind of fell in place because
yes,
basketball.
Right. And it was for you. But I want to talk about the story right now of you mowing lawns. right? No, for real, I really want to talk about that because in this society, everything has to be quick. Like people don't see the sweat equity. People don't even know about the sweat equity that you put into where you are now.
Oh, they have zero clue.
And I want to talk about, like I said, I want to be more intimate because I know I saw, like, dang.
They don't care.
But I shouldn't say, I'm not going to say they don't care. It's that a lot of people, and that's like my biggest thing on social media. Like I always say, like, I don't want to get on here and be someone I'm not. That's why the baby here, she start crying, I'm going, I look like this. I don't ever want to be someone who's putting on for a camera. And I'm not saying you're putting on for the camera, but the way that social media has switched, you only see the best on social media. You don't ever see the progression on social media. We used to, but social media has changed so much that that's not what social media is about anymore. So I want you to talk a little bit more about the sweat equity, about those $25 yards you were doing, about your saving up process, about, $25, and at that point you had 3 kids, about how you were managing 3 kids and a wife, about the truck that you bought so you can mow yard. Like, I want you to talk about that more because that's really, in my opinion, that's the foundation of get better off dedication, get buckets or die. Like, you really show tenacity, you show perseverance, you show vision, you show ethics because you didn't take the shortcut way about it. You could have done a lot of different things for money, and you chose to work hard and have something that, Lord forbid, something will happen to you today. Tomorrow, your kids and your wife will have a structure in place that can take care of them. So can you talk a little bit more about that and why that was just like a no-brainer for you to do, or why that's something that you did instead of working a job, a 9 to 5?
Because I realized there wasn't enough time in the day. Although I needed money, I realized that there's not enough time to properly do this and properly do that. And another thing, those $25 an hour, those $25 an hour yards, or $25 yards, $35 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You got to realize that's more than people make per hour. You know what I'm saying? So that at the time, I didn't really care because I was only making, as a FedEx manager, like $22, $23 an hour with taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So it really didn't matter to me because I was making more per hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was healthy, like, I lifted weights, I did stuff. That wasn't really, wasn't the issue for me. I just used that same money that I was gonna do, those taxes that were taken from me. I just used that same money to reinvest in myself multiple times. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Was that on purpose? No, but in retrospect, that's what happened. Like, instead of paying taxes on, coordinated bread, we were making some money cash, and we were using some of the money to expand the business. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the large having money, having actual just cash money. But the business wasn't really a business. It was just something we did to make money. We didn't put an LLC behind it. It was the grind I just had to do. I said we because it was me and Nicole, because it don't happen without Nicole. None of this happens without this another person that cares just as much or is on the same journey, trying to get a goal. You know what I'm saying?
And Nicole is?
She's a realtor.
No, what is she to you?
Nicole's my wife. So yeah. So if it's not your wife, just the other person that you're working with has to have the same tenacity and the same thought process, because there was plenty of times, like Nicole, we would be out of money and she would want to be a bartender for the night. And I have to remind her, like, we do one more thing and you don't have to do that. So let's get that one more thing done. And that's helping everybody out. That's helping us out, helping our business out. And it leads us towards the future, because if you build it and you're communicating and you're doing the right things, they gonna come.
I love that. Thank you, brother. You're inspiring me while you're talking about it. So yeah. So okay, let's shift. From I think when did the end in the yard stop? Cutting the grass stop.
When it ended in the grass, when I realized again, there's not enough time in the day.
What year? I'm asking.
What year did it stop? 2018.
So 2018 to 2020. I'm gonna fast forward that gap. GBOD, LLC, GBOD. Oh man. GBOD, LLC, GBOD is making headway. And 2020, COVID hits. The virus hits, excuse me. Instagram, please let me live. The virus hits, and brother, I want brother to tell his story. So when we come back, we'll have to come back, and when we come back, part 2, he will tell from 2020 until now. And thank you. I pray y'all enjoyed this segment. Baby girl sleep, so it's time because I'm going to start crying. And I appreciate you all. And until next time, it's locks. Yo.